Well, every trader wants to know what it's going to take to be a success. And do successful traders share certain personality traits or just traits in general? Our guest today is Tim Morich, who's trained and seen many, many traders over the years. Tim, thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
All right, so do good traders have things in common that we can point to and say, I'm going to get that trade if I'm going to be successful in the markets?
Absolutely. I know certainly what I think are the best traders in the world. Most of them are not common names. They like to be quiet. They're trading large amounts of money. They don't want to be followed. But that being said, they do share common traits, which the biggest thing is they have set rules. They know themselves intimately. They know their strengths. They know their weaknesses. They never break their rules when they do. They take a time out, clear their head, get back to business. This trading is a business. It's not fun time. You know, when things are going well, you can't be doing the happy dance. It's all about, adhering to the rules and never breaking them. And I've seen some traders that have worked for me. When I ran stuff at institutions, ran large trading desks, you'd see guys lose their edge and lose their ability to manage themselves and completely fall apart, and never catch it again.
Do successful traders focus on one market and one strategy? Are they able to trade a lot of different markets at one time?
It depends on the trader. I'd like to, I'm 53, I'm not that old, but the older I get, the more simple I get. I tend to trade less markets. At one point, I probably traded 10 or 15 markets. I portfolio trade 27 markets, but those trades can go 13, 14 months at a time, so there's not much attention to be paid. At the end of the day, you just check your stop loss and your stop profit and put in your orders and make sure everything's okay. But in terms of intraday, I think you can probably pay attention to 3 or 4 things successfully. The people that think that they can watch 20 things at once are kidding themselves.
And you hear that every successful trader has an edge in some way. They don't take a trade unless they have an edge in that trade.
Yes.
What is that edge for most of these traders?
For most of them, it's 2 things. It's that they have a solid money management stop. They have an area that they can lean on. I was lucky enough early on to be mentored by another great gentleman, Amos Hosteller, and passed away, unfortunately, a long time ago, but probably the best person I know in money management. And one of the things he taught us is, and when I was at Commodities Corporation, when you first went there, if you were managing a large amount of money, you had to mentor people. And I was one of the regional mentors in the Midwest. And you'd go in his office, and he would play what he called a hat game. And he would take 2 hats, and he'd pass them, there'd be 10 of us. He'd put a $1,000 bill on the table. Only time I've ever seen a $1,000 bill. And he'd pass the 2 hats, one each way, and you'd take out a slip. One would be a commodity, and the other would be whether you're long or short. And this would be before the open. He'd say, okay, now you know your position. Come see me at the end of the day. At the end of the day, one of you gets $1,000, whoever makes the most money. You get 1 trade. End of discussion. And the idea was not to give $1,000 away. The idea was that he wanted his mentors to understand how important money management was. That you could take a random position, and if you analyze the market correctly and use good money management, you can make money. Now, sometimes the best trade was just to exit right at the opening. But, that's a lesson you have to learn. The other thing that they have, and I think that it's just become more and more, I've seen it become more and more important as I've taught people, is risk reward. How much are you risking potentially when you put on the trade? And then afterwards, doing the analysis and say, how much did I actually make versus how much did I risk? And if the two are greatly different, your targets are probably unrealistic. So I would say great traders do 2 things. They're great at money management, and they always start out with good risk reward. I don't take anything less than 3 to 1 now. I've upped myself from 2 to 1. The best trader I know in the world, he's at about 5 to 1. But those are longer term trades.
Right. Tim, thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
You're watching the MoneyShow.com video network.